mercenaries, really, that's the double M. Born baller, baby boy, I be above the rim.
What's good, family? It's your boy Just Blaze, host of the best NBA pod in the game, Above the Rim. Keep it locked each week and join myself and a special guest as we tackle the latest rumblings in the league. If it's happening in the NBA, you know I got you covered. Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and leave that 5-star review. Let's get it.
Shit getting out of hand now. When they're waking you up talking about it's a nor'easter, it's a storm outside hitting. Listen.
Or would you welcome the game be called a little bit tighter, or is it playoff basketball? As Drew said, it makes men out of boys. This is what it is.
Wait, hold on. How much does it cost if I take Mr. Dan? Is Mr. Dan here? No? Barry, how much does it cost if I say something, a comment about the ref? Is it 20,000? It's a lot of money, eh? So I should not do it. I save my money, I gotta pay for diapers.
Talk about it!
You are now tuned in to Above the Rim. Hoops talk for the streets.
Family, what's good? Welcome back to another edition of Above the Rim. Hoops talk for the streets. You already know how we do. Brought to you as always. It's your host, Justin, aka Just Blaze. Family, you know the drill. To get in contact with me, you can always hit me up and follow me on Twitter at JustBlaze_513. On IG at JustBlaze513. On Facebook, search Above the Rim Podcast. Also email the show as well. Above the Rim NBA Podcast at gmail.com. Tap in and leave the family of voicemail. The line is always open, 908-718-1592. Family, make sure you call and talk about it line. Support the show as well. You can do that by copying your merch. You already know the link is in my bio. Very easy to find. Fly hoodies, fly tees, fly merch. Let's do it, man. Leave your boy a review on iTunes and Spotify as well. Check out the YouTube page as well for the videos. Link is in my bio. Also easy to find. Let's get into it, family. Solo episode this week. I was going to wait till after the semifinals was done to do this episode, but the playoffs are starting to get a little juicy, so I had to come on the mic, talk my junk a little bit. Let's get started, man. News came out today. Kola Jokic wins MVP for the second year in a row, back-to-back MVP. Well-deserved, but I'm going to keep it apart. He was my MVP this year. Not taking anything away from his season because it was MVP caliber, but the Nuggets being the 6th seed to me, him being a defensive liability and pressure moments in the playoffs, it bothers me a little bit. I'm not going to hold you, family. It bothers me a little bit. Now, like I said, the MVP was deserving. I'm not saying he didn't deserve MVP this year because he was exceptional all season. He had his second best and his third best in command, both being out this year for majority of the season, with Michael Porter Jr. being out for majority, Jamal Murray being out for the whole season. And he still got the Nuggets to the 6th seed. But that right there, and it was commendable, but that right there is my issue. A six-seeded MVP to me is not it. MVP, in my personal opinion, has to be at least a 4 seed and up. At least some type of home court advantage in the playoffs for me to say you had a very, very extremely successful year, very much overachieving year. Now, Russell Westbrook, when he won it a couple of years back, he won it as a 6th seed, but that was more of a charity MVP. It was more of a sympathetic MVP. It was kind of a narrative MVP that year. So, KD left him and everything like that going on. So we know why he won it that year. But to me, this was Joel Embiid's MVP season. The first year that a center led the league in scoring since Shaq. I think it was an exceptional season for Joel Embiid. I think to me, he was the best individual player in the NBA this entire season from start to finish. He didn't really miss too many games. He missed a couple of games this year. A lot of them, due to rest, due to load management, but he was there for his team. His second best player was gone this season with Ben Simmons quitting on the team. Now, let's not even talk about Ben Simmons, but his second best player quit on him, and they could have packed it in this season. Listen, the 76ers could have came into the season saying, all right, Ben is not here. This is a lost season. Let's just get some lottery picks or whatever the case may be, or just be a mediocre team this year. But no, they came in all playing together under Doc Rivers and said, listen, I'm going to take this season very seriously. And listen, we're playing for something this year. So it got them to a top 4 seed in the East. And now they're in the second round playing against the Miami Heat, in position to maybe advance into the conference finals. We'll see. So I think this was an exceptional year for Joel Embiid. So to me, he was my MVP this year. Giannis was also a candidate. Devin Booker was also a candidate. Both very deserving. But the people who vote for MVP don't really play ball like that. Come on now. They're journalists, which means they love a good story. Hence why the MVP award is very narrative-based, all by journalists. So, I mean, to me, MVP doesn't really mean what it once did before, which was the best player, the best individual player in that particular season. So it's no longer that to me. In my opinion, it's more of a story, more of a narrative base. So I guess, give it to Kola Jokic. Great season for him. Exceptional season. And, hey, well-deserved, man. Well-deserved. Coach of the year. Monty Williams won that. Shout out to my guy, Monty Williams, winning Coach of the Year. Should have been back-to-back Coach of the Year, but, this year will do. This Coach of the Year, Coach of the Year candidates, to me, in my opinion, there was only about 3 candidates. Taylor Jenkins out there in Memphis, Coach Spo out there in Miami, and then also Monty Williams out there in Phoenix. So, well-deserved for Monty. The Suns are the number 1 seed in the year. You've been the best coach in the league for about 2 years now. So, exceptional motivator, exceptional person, exceptional man. Monty Williams, Coach of the Year. While we're here on Monty and the Suns, let's get into this playoff action, man. Let's talk about the first series that I wanted to discuss, the Dallas Mavericks, the Phoenix Suns. Series is now tied up 2-2. It's been a tale of 2 games in this series, man. The first 2 games, the Phoenix Suns won. They played exceptional. The last 2 games, they played horrible. And the Dallas Mavericks played exceptional in the last 2 games. And it took those 2. For the series, some of the numbers for the series, CP is averaging 16, 5, and 5. Booker's giving you 26, 4, and 6. Ayton giving you 16 and 8. 0 blocks, 0 steals, 0 assists. 0 assists. I'm going to address that. Jay Crowder giving you 15. Cam Johnson giving you 10. Cameron Payne giving you a measly 3 points off the bench. Luka is doing his thing per usual, leading the playoffs in scoring with over 31 a game. In this particular series, Luka's averaging 33, 9, and 8. Brunson is giving you 17. Dorian Finney-Smith is giving you 13. Kleber's giving you 13. Bullock is giving you 11. Dinwiddie is giving you 8. Those are the numbers for the series, man. Let's talk about it. Like I said, Game 2, the first 2 games went to the Suns. The last 2 games have been going to the Dallas Mavericks. Game 4, I want to talk about. This is the game that just happened this weekend on Sunday. The rest were absolutely ridiculous. Now, listen, I know Scott Foster wasn't there, but he sent the pigeons out. He sent the pigeons out for Game 4. He put out the burrow call to the other referees to go handle your business. The officiating this playoffs for all teams have been horrific, if I'm keeping it in the buck. Horrific. People who watch these games and thinks that the refs don't impact these games tremendously, they're just idiots. Referee calls, especially when they're inconsistent, can completely change and sway momentum in a game and also in a series. But if we're being honest, that's not the only reason the Suns lost, man. This wasn't the main reason they lost. It was the main reason, but it wasn't the only reason. The Suns just played poorly. They played poorly in Games 3. They played poorly in Games 4. They deserve to lose, man. Leaving shooters open, over-helping in this series, being way too reactive to a Luka or to a Brunson drive. Very uncharacteristic play from the Phoenix Suns. And the fellas need to tighten it up. They need to tighten it up immediately. The difference in Game 4 was definitely 3-point shooting. Dallas went 20 of 44, 45%. Phoenix went 9 for 25, 36% from 3. That's a difference of about 33 points. It's hard to win a game with that type of discrepancy in the scoreboard, especially from the 3-point line, and especially with the crowd behind the Dallas Mavericks while they were hitting all those threes. And there were some loud threes. Dorian Finney-Smith had, a career high, I believe, in Game 4. So they played great. They played exceptional. The supporting cast came to play. And to me, a couple of takeaways from this series right here. Listen, the Suns, their game plan from the get-go has been clear. Attack Luka defensively at every opportunity in hopes that it'll wear him down on both ends. Now, it worked in Games 1. It worked in Game 2. Mostly in Game 2. But the Suns, they just weren't aggressive enough in Games 3 and Games 4. Listen, I need Book to turn it up in this series. Rest of 3 games left. I need him to turn it up in this series. CP might be a little exhausted from carrying the load in last series. But for Book, he needs to turn it up and needs to turn it up for the rest of the series. If Luka is averaging 33, I'm going to need Book to average 33, all right? 26 is cute and cuddly, but the team needs a little bit more from you, especially in the scoring department. I know, listen, your numbers are great. You're already averaging 26. I'm not saying you're doing enough. I'm not saying you're not doing enough, but I need you to do a tad bit more, all right? Now, when I say more, I mean loud, impactful, timely buckets from Devin Booker. You're the leading scorer. You're the best scorer on this team. I need you to take over the same way Luka is for his team. You're already playing great, but I need an all-time series from Devin Booker. I need the same that you gave me in that Lakers series last year when you had to close out those boys, when you had a phenomenal Game 6 when you went over there in the Staples Center and you tore them up in, I think that was Game 6 when you tore them up. You had like a 40-point game or something like that. I need one of those book-type games where he's shooting 15 for 19, 40 points, couple of threes, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I need one of those type of games, and I think he's definitely due for it because, listen, nobody in this series can guard you. They can't. This Dorian Finney-Smith has been on you. Jalen Brunson has been on you at times. Sometimes they switch out Reggie Bullock, whoever they had up on you, but the defender that the Mavericks can throw out to you, they can't hold you. Book, I need to see a little bit more from you, and I know you can do that. And next couple of games, we're going to have to see you step up a little bit more, even though you have been playing well. CP, these last two games he's been playing have been unacceptable. 7 turnovers in one of those games. He had more turnovers than fouls the next game. I need you to be focused, my brother. You're not focused enough, especially in these last two road games. Now, listen, the Mavs, solid defensive team, but they're not elite. They're not an elite team. You're going to have to come off the ball a little bit to preserve some energy, CP. But stepping up, the team needs you. When CP isn't on the floor, the guys are starting to fall asleep a little bit. They're playing a little lethargic. Cameron Payne, he needs to lose his spot in the rotation immediately for the rest of this series. Some of these losses, he contributes to a few of these 2 losses in the series because he's not giving you the offensive impact that you have been used to last year and this year coming off the bench with Cameron Payne. Now, some of these 2 losses are also on Monty as well. I know he's one of the most loyal coaches in the NBA, but you got to make 2 critical adjustments in this series right now, Monty. You got to either take Payne out or cut his minutes down a little bit in the rotation. Play a little bit more Aaron Holiday, a little bit more Landry Shamet. They can give you some minutes. They can give you some energy, some shooting, and some defense. And give my man Biyombo some minutes. Give Biyombo some minutes either in a 2 big lineup or maybe instead of JaVale sometimes. There have been a couple of times where JaVale looks a little tired as well, and he may need a break. So I need more Biyombo minutes. However you want to do it. The Suns' inside presence should be their advantage in this series, but they haven't been utilizing it at all. Even though they leading the series in the rebounding department, the Mavs are not even playing a center. Kleber out there is their center, but Luka is the leading rebounder for the Dallas Mavericks right now. So, with that being said, the Suns have 3 capable bigs, starting caliber bigs on their team that needs to take advantage of their interior presence. Now, there's an APB out on DeAndre Ayton also since game 1, so hopefully they find him. We'll see. The Suns dominating the paint, pick and rolls, couple of post-ups, a little bit more baby jump hooks from DeAndre Ayton, physicality from Biyombo, JaVale McGee. And it should be a nice rest a couple of series. On the Mavs side, Luka has been giving buckets to anyone on the Suns, whoever they throw at him. Mikel is having a tough time guarding him, but let's be real. Luka's a big boy, tons of skill, one of the best players in the league. There's no really way that Mikel can really shut him down. He can only make him work a little bit, and he's been doing that, but Luka's still getting his. Now, I noticed also since game 2, Jason Kidd, the Mavs coach, he made a pretty savvy adjustment to play Luka in the post a lot more in game 2, which has been giving the Suns a few problems. Luka in the paint, it creates a lot of space for him to facilitate he's damn near playing as a facilitating guard and center right now in their lineup. Him being in the post, it creates a lot of space for himself and his teammates. It allows Brunson to attack downhill. The floor is spaced out a lot more. Kleber has just been able to stick in the corner. He's allowing to give Bertan some minutes when he shouldn't be playing in this series at all. So shout out to J. Kidd for an exceptional adjustment of keeping Luka in the post. And it's been giving the Suns problems. I can't deny. So we'll see how Monty adjusts to that. And we'll see how this series goes moving forward. But also, man, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of these guys on Twitter crying about that Luka has no help, because that seemed to be the narrative in games 1 and 2, and that's ridiculous. Listen, I know that's how I know a lot of these dudes on Twitter, they never really played basketball or any type of competitive sport in their lives to act like these NBA players are bums or they're garbage, like they can't contribute in a meaningful way. Listen, just because they're not getting playoff minutes, it doesn't mean they can't, right? Luka has help. He had enough help to get to a fourth seed in the Western Conference. They have enough help to win games. They have enough talent to win games. But with that being said, the Suns are the better team, and the Suns need to take care of business. So we'll see what happens with the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Suns in this Dallas Mavericks series. And I'm looking to see how these last 3 games shake up for both teams, because it's getting interesting. Warriors, Grizzlies, man, what a series this has turned into. Might even come to fists by the end of this series. Physical play, hard fouls, injuries because of those fouls, maybe some retaliation going on, coaches calling each other's teams dirty. It's a lot going on for a very highly anticipated series going on here for the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors, man. Ja Morant being hurt really changes the course of this series. Obviously. And I'm curious to see what happens, especially tonight in Game 4. We're recording this right now. Game 4 is going to be in about an hour or two. But man, before he got hurt, Ja Morant has continued to show us why he's the best young talent in the NBA. He's been putting on a show, and I appreciate him bouncing back from a tough first-round series against the T-Wolves, man. This series is averaging 38, 6, and 8. 38, 6, and 8 against one of the premier defenses in the league. The Warriors have no answer for him, but in my opinion, when Ja's playing so well, the other supporting cast on the Memphis Grizzlies, they tend to start ball watching, and they're playing off him a little bit too much. The supporting cast, they need to be a little bit more aggressive, and the only one that I see really being aggressive on this Memphis Grizzlies squad is Triple J. He's giving you over 20 this series. He's giving you about 20 and 7 this series. A couple of things I noticed. What happened to my son, Bane? APB out for Bane, my brother. He's averaging 10 points in this series from Desmond Bane is egregious. It's egregious. Last series, he averaged over 20. This series, he's averaging 10 points. That's egregious to me. Get it together. Get it together. You're better than this. You averaged over 20 last series, like I said before. Now, I know Bane, he may be a little bit more tired, chasing around screens all day, but I think he's had a slight back issue as well. Everybody's banged up in the playoffs, man. Bane, I need you to step up, especially playing without John. This next game that's coming up here tonight, we're gonna see what happens there. Love Triple J. He's been exceptional, but he should be the second scorer on the team. The second scorer on the team should be Desmond Bane or Dillon Brooks. And Dillon Brooks, obviously, we know he was suspended for Game 3. He hasn't been in. He's one of the main contributors on the offensive end for the Grizzlies as well. But listen, Triple J giving you 20 points. The next up on the scoring list is Zaire Williams. That needs to change also as well. Brandon Clark is having a solid series, giving good energy. Tyus Jones, Melton, they got to give a little bit more. They're not scoring enough for this Grizzlies team to actually compete with the Warriors on the offensive side of the ball, and it's hurting them. Listen, they can play with all of the energy that they want, but they need some more offensive production. They need some more points. They need some more scoring, and not so many tough baskets. When Josh scores, it looks like he has to work way too hard. So Grizzlies got to play better. They got to give him some space. They got to give him some room. They got to help out a lot more. On the Warriors side, the Warriors, they're shooting. What are they shooting? They're shooting 50%, over 50% from this series, which means they're getting everything they want in this particular series. Steph is having a quiet series to his standards, and he's still dropping 27 a night. A calm 27. A light 27 he's dropping on you guys. Jordan Poole is outplaying Desmond Bane, and that is the real issue here, fellas. Jordan Poole is giving 26 while Bane is giving you 10 points a night. That can't happen. There's no possible way the Grizzlies can win this series when Jordan Poole is outplaying Desmond Bane by 16 points. Absolutely no way you can win this series. So, Bane, you got a few more games left. You got about 2 or 3 games left for you to really pick it up, really step it up. The Grizzlies are relying on you, man. They need you to score, man. They really do need you to score. So I'm looking for you to really step it up. And hopefully the Grizzlies get their mojo back, because I haven't seen them gritty all series. I haven't seen a gritty all series from these brothers. So we'll see how they shape up in the next couple of games. And hopefully they can get their fire back and play with some more intensity and energy, starting with tonight's game. So we'll see how that rocks out. The Miami Heat, Philadelphia 76ers, the series now tied 2-2, also as well in the Eastern Conference. And Joel Embiid was first out for the first 2 games. The Heat dominated. Master Embiid came back for games 3 and game 4, and the 76ers took those 2 games. Harden had a nice throwback game in game 4, just trying to shut people up. He played excellent in that last game. He's averaging 21, 7, and 7 for the series. Maxey is leading the Philadelphia 76ers in scoring with 23 a night in this series. Tobias is here with 17 a night, and Embiid with 21. I think 21 and 11 in this series. Harden. Let's talk about James Harden a little bit. Listen, like I said, game 4, he played a lot better. He looked a lot more Harden-like in game 4. Game 1, 2, and 3. Games 1 and 2, he was semi-aggressive. He definitely can be a lot more aggressive. Game 3, he played a little bit better. He must have felt a lot more comfortable with Joel Embiid on the floor, which is obvious. The rest of the team plays better with Joel Embiid on the floor. But Harden, man, he's failed to reach 25 points in all of his playoff games except for the last one, which is a good sign going forward that if he keeps on this track. But for this, he failed to reach 25 points in any of his playoff game. And the last time he went 8 straight playoff games in 1 year without scoring at least 25 points was in 2012 when he was the 6th man on the Thunder. So since James Harden has been a starter, James Harden, man on the team, James Harden, he's never scored under 25 points for this many consecutive games in a row. So need Harden to step up. A couple of episodes back, I've been saying a lot about him, that is he going to be a piece or the piece? We'll see by the end of the series which one he is. And I don't know what to make of Harden in this series, man. His role has really morphed now into being a facilitating guard full time. But the 76ers, they need him to score a little bit more, man. Now, it is the Heat. Exceptional perimeter defense, we know that. Very tough to score on them, we know that. They can throw a lot of defensive guys at you. PJ is hounding you all night. You got Oladipo switching up on you. You got Jimmy Butler switching up on you at times. You got Bam switching out on you with their switching style defense. But James Harden, he can still be a little bit more aggressive, man. He still definitely can. I know his step back is not falling right now as it once used to, but still got to shoot it. I don't want him to not shoot it and not be as aggressive, because that's if you stray away from your aggressiveness and you're not even a threat, you're not even a decoy on the floor, with Joel Embiid not being 100%, is really going to hurt your team. So Maxey being the leading scorer for Philly in the series actually works to the Heat's advantage. So I would like to see James Harden really step up. Maxey has been exceptional. I can't really say too much about him. He's been overachieving, playing well. Nobody expects him to average at least 23 in this series. He averaged, 26 or 7 last series against the Raptors with a couple of 30-point games. He's been excellent. So nothing else to say about him there. And Joel Embiid coming back, it changes everything. The Heat don't have an answer for him. He's just too much in the post, in the mid post, on the elbow, in the high key, in the free throw line. He's just too much for Bam right now. Especially in the last game, in game 4, it still wasn't a usual, typical MVP like to Joel Embiid standards. But he was torching the Heat, man. He was torching the Heat from the inside, from the outside, getting fouls called. It was really nothing that Bam could really do with him. And Bam is one of the best defensive players in the entire league. So the Heat are really in for it right now. And Joel Embiid really coming back really changes the series. Obviously, as everyone would know, but he got a counter. They need to get back to the drawing board. They need to do their homework. And I have a lot of respect for Spo, and I have a lot of confidence in Spo that he will devise another game plan. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Heat come out in game 5 clicking on all cylinders with a different game plan. So we'll see how that rocks out. And they're probably, in my opinion, they probably going to have to double every possession and just not let Joel Embiid beat them. Now, the Heat are the Heat are equipped to beat the 76ers team, but their offense is a problem. Looks a little disjointed at times, relying on Jimmy to score, and that's not really how they play. Now, I'm going to keep it a stack here. Lowry has been dreadful. Chubbs has been dreadful. 27 minutes a night in this series, he's giving you 3 points and 5 assists. I'm going to repeat that. In 27 minutes a night, this series, Kyle Lowry is giving you 3 points and 5 assists per game. Now, listen, I know his role has never been to score, but he has to become a threat out there for a team that struggles to score, especially in the half court. Jimmy is giving you 27. He's playing way better than he normally is, than he normally does. Actually, in the playoffs, he actually steps up anyway. So this is pretty much typical Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo is giving you 19. Hero's giving you 17. Oladipo's giving you 11. Strus is giving you 7. Strus is giving you 7 is really important because with Strus playing now and Strus starting now, it's completely eliminated Duncan Robinson out of the rotation. He's been buried on the bench by Spo, but I think he needs some run, man. The Heat, they have to get back to what they do best. Create turnovers, pound the ball, run, get easy baskets. If they set up on the half court, every single possession on the floor, they will struggle. That's not their strong suit, and that's not what makes the Heat the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler has been lights out all playoffs, top 5 in playoff points per game, but he can't do it all on the offensive side of the ball. He can't do it all on his own on the offensive end. I expect the Heat to rebound in this series, and I expect this series to now go 7, but it's now a toss-up. Both of these teams can beat each other fully healthy or not fully healthy. Both of them have seen each other's best shot. They've seen the best Heat shot. They've seen the best Philadelphia 76ers, and it's going to really be a dogfight going forward. Now, the Heat don't really have to win 2 games in Philly. Philly has to win 2 games in Miami. But one thing I will say, it is doable to win 2 games in Miami because the Heat crowd isn't the best in the league. I'll give you that. I'll say that lightly. Listen, I've been to a lot of Heat games. It's not the best, but they're down for their team, and I think the Heat can overcome something like that. And listen, I got the Heat in this series. I had the Heat in, I think I had them in 5 or 6. I can't even remember. I had them either in 5 or 6. I had them. So it's still on track to either do 6, not 5. But honestly, right now, the way the series looks it, it's going 7. And it's a toss-up, and it could go either way. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this series shakes out, and I can't wait to see the end of it. Bucks and Celtics, game going on right now. Game 4, currently the Bucks are up 2-1. It looks like maybe the Bucks might win this game. I mean, it's still in the third quarter now, but the Bucks are just up right now. But we'll see how it goes. But for this series, up until now, Jaylen Brown has been giving you 23 and 9. Tatum has given only 23 and 5. Horford 15. Grant Williams 12. Smart 9. Time Lord 8 and 5. On the Bucks side, Giannis has been a monster. 31 and 11. 9. Drew giving you 23, stepping up his scoring this series. Bobby Portis is giving you 12. Pat is giving you 10. So to me, the story of this series is Giannis. It's nothing but Giannis. This man is a beast, and there is nothing the Celtics can do about him. Bullying through the lane each possession, dominating on both ends. Now, I will say this. Giannis is one of the most physical players in the league, one of the most physical players the league has ever seen. But he's also the toughest to officiate. Some of his drives, they're just blatant charges. I'm not going to hold you. Some of his drives are blatant charges and the rest don't even call it. And it's tough to defend him when you have to take blows to the chest every possession and the referees don't call it. But Giannis has earned the right. He's earned the right and he uses it to his advantage. This is a very physical series. That's how Giannis plays, very physical in the paint. And listen, the Celtics are supposed to be the number 1 defensive team in the league, so there's no excuses. Everybody knows Giannis's game. You know how he's going to play. You know how he's going to come at you. You just can't stop it. This man is a back-to-back MVP for a reason. He's a reigning defending NBA champion for a reason. It's going to be very tough to take a guy like this out. Extremely tough. He's one of the few players in the NBA that he disrupts your entire game plan, and the defensive game plan is just him. It's him. It's not how do you stop the Bucks. It's how do you stop Giannis, which is damn near impossible. But if you can slow down Giannis, there's a way that you can beat the Bucks. But listen, the Celtics are equipped to do it. I don't know if they can, man. Giannis is looking extreme series. Listen, I'm sorry, even without Middleton, a lot of people are forgetting even Middleton hasn't even played a game in this series. He's doing this without him against the number one defense in the league. Giannis is just a monster. He's just a beast. And listen, he's playing so well that he's taking the heart out of the Celtics a little bit. Jason Tatum, I don't like how he's playing in this series. He's had a phenomenal series last series against the Nets, tearing up KD, being a great two-way player that he is. And what did he average? I don't remember what he averaged in the series, but definitely over 25. I think maybe 27 or 28. This series he's only giving you 20. Now I know the Bucks are clearly head and shoulders above the Brooklyn Nets in terms of defense, in terms of being a better defensive team. But Tatum, you got to do a little bit more. 20 points is not it, and it's a struggle 22. Let's be real. The 20 points that he's giving you, it's a tough 20. Now, I know it's tough for him to score, but he's taking a lot of jump shots. He's kind of pushing for contact a little bit, and his moves just don't look as smooth this series. And it's probably because of the physicality, of course, but you got to overcome that. He's got to start taking it out, shooting a little bit more. Maybe he's going to have to start shooting more perimeter shots, more step back threes, more impactful threes in that way that are pretty loud, because going to the paint, it's not really going to work against this Bucks team. No matter who they have on you, they're playing tough physical defense. And listen, you just got to step up and score the ball no matter who's on you. Wes Matthews is the primary defender on you right now, and he should be shutting you down, my bro. He definitely should not be shutting you down, Wes Matthews. So I know you can work him. I know you're still trying to, figure out your way in this series, figuring out where your best spots are. But you got to step up, man. You got to step up. This is a tough series to win, we know. But listen, this is a legacy series for you, JT. If you could come out of this series beating Giannis, taking out Giannis the defending champ, a back-to-back MVP. Not back-to-back, excuse me, a two-time MVP. That's going to be a great legacy for you. So we'll see how JT can step up. We're going to see how this game looks like. Maybe the Bucks might win this game 4. So if they go up 3-1, it's going to be really tough. Really difficult for the Celtics to really come back from that. And, that's going to be tough. So we'll see how this series shakes out. I'll definitely be back here for the end of the semifinals to see how all of these series shake out. A couple of teams I got bounced. We talked about the Nets before in my eulogy episode. They got smoked out the playoffs. The Jazz, man, they got some reconstruction to do. There's been a lot of rumors going on about Rudy Gobert saying that he wants to split for Donovan Mitchell, that they're going to have to split. Listen, they need to split. I know a lot of people get on Rudy Gobert, myself included, for his contract and his production. But on the right team, Rudy can make some noise. And I was talking to this with Damo. And Damo brought up a good trade. He said Rudy Gobert for Ben Simmons. I'm not mad at that trade. I actually like that. I think those two can actually really, that swap can actually help both teams in a way. So we'll see if that could be something in the draw board. We'll see if the Utah Jazz actually consider trading Gobert and actually start fielding offers for him. So we'll see how that goes. Mike Brown's the new head coach of the Sacramento Kings. Shout out to him there. Let's see what he can do with the Sacramento Kings with De'Aaron Fox. We'll see. Ben Simmons undergoing back surgery. Oh, what a joke. What a joke for Ben Simmons. Back surgery. Hopefully he's better. They said, I think Bo tweeted out that he should be ready for the start of training camp. Hopefully, most likely, he needs to be. He better be because he got traded. Listen, he quit on 2 teams. I mean, he didn't quit on the Nets yet, but he didn't really, put his all into play in the postseason like a lot of people wanted him to. So we'll see how he recovers from that back surgery. We'll see. So semifinals really shaping up to really be a good one. I'm hoping every series could be 2-2 and we get a best of 3 in each one of these series. We'll see. I don't know how that's going to go. These series, very good playoffs so far. Shaping up to be an excellent conference finals too whenever these series get done right here. Appreciate you, family. Keep it locked each and every week. I appreciate you guys joining me for a quick little mid-second round DoubleTree recap. I appreciate you joining me once again, as always, for another episode. Keep it locked in on Above the Rim each and every episode on this playoff journey. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, IG, and Facebook with all your hot NBA takes. Subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is episode 180, family, and we out.